What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about the Constellation of Time in Undecember. Now, there's lots of little pieces of information to this, so bear with us as we go through it all. I'll try to keep it as simple and concise as possible. Now, the Constellation of Time is basically, as how I see it, a multi-staged progressional mapping experience where you build up loot bonuses as you progress through it that all become calculated at the end for one big collective reward on top of the rewards that you are getting along the way. Now, the Constellation of Time can be activated over on the right side of Saludo at this NPC. When you talk to them, it will bring you to this page where you will select a memory from your inventory. There are different rarity grades and tiers to the memories, similar to your maps. So the importance of these dictate the monster level, difficulty, as well as the challenge attempt limit for them. So a normal one starts with 4 and a monster level of 110. A magic starts with 5 and a monster level of 113. Rare gives you 6 attempts and monster level 116. And mythic gives you 7 with a monster level of 120. Now, when you increase the tier, so these can go up to 3 tiers of difficulty, the monster level limit is going to increase as well alongside it. But to show you our examples today, we're going to start with a normal memory of cruise. And before activating your first constellation memory, make sure that you have 3 memories of the same constellation type, meaning 3 of Arania or 3 of cruise, regardless of their rarity. This is because once you activate your first constellation, you'll notice at the top that there are 3 other stages that are locked. You need 3 memories to get to the 4th stage. The first memory that you activate and you have stage 1 unlocked, a second memory to unlock stage 2, and a third memory to unlock stage 3. The 4th stage will automatically unlock itself and give you 1 challenge attempt for it. Now that you've activated your first constellation, you're going to have a bunch of information thrown on your screen all at once. The first thing to take note of is the resource bar in the top left corner. These are your emotions, and you have to manage your emotions as you go through all of your encounters throughout the constellation. You'll notice some of these constellations have emotion values associated with them. That is the amount of emotion that you must spend to unlock that encounter. Additionally, when you click on an encounter, you will notice that it has a spent emotion and then a color associated with it that is slightly hidden by the text. And that emotion will be consumed over time while you are inside that encounter. So you need to be careful to not use too much of a certain emotion at once and run the risk of running out of that emotion. So there's a little bit of a balancing act regarding your resource bars throughout going the constellations. From there, we'll take note of the remaining attempts that you have listed right underneath it. The remaining attempts mean the number of constellation encounters that you can attempt on this specific stage. Now, that doesn't mean that you should just do any and all 5 encounters that you choose. There is an order, as well as one that is absolutely mandatory that you need to make sure you do. That would be the Constellation Stage Clear Room, okay? In this situation, it's going to be the one that is always with the golden glowing vortex around it. You must do this room if you would like to be able to move to the next stage. So personally, I like to do one of the first 2 stages that has a connecting point to the stage clear room, and then do the stage clear room. And then from there, I take a look at the situation of my emotions and where I want to go next for what would be the most beneficial for me to spend emotions on. If I first go through this one that says it consumes blue, and then the augmentation room says it consumes red, it is likely that my blue and red are going to be of a lower value than my yellow and purple. So it would benefit me to then either go up here and unlock a yellow, or go here and unlock a purple, and then unlock a yellow, which by this point, I maybe have now built up enough of my red resource again to be able to then go and choose this final bulwark to unlock. But you don't want to just go in that order either of things. When you click on each encounter, you will notice that there are bonuses and benefits inside each one of them. So, for example, this one has a gold gain increase of 21%, and then a Zodiac Stone trait 9 additional chance 15%. What that means is that upon clearing this encounter, these bonuses are going to be added over here under this save memory category. And this is where you are building up your loot bonuses as you progress through the various encounters and stages of your constellation. And these will all get factored in together at the very end when you finish the final stage. So you need to balance your energy sources while going through the constellation, as well as looking for beneficial loot bonuses that are going to be most profitable for you, or even able to stack them in order to increase your chances of getting certain specific rewards, be it unique essences, even legendary essences can be dropped as well. Now at the bottom of your constellation page, you will notice something that says restore memory, and it's going to have a value next to it. And it is going to have a bunch of different boxes at every 100 points of memory that's restored. You can click on the box and see the loot that has the chance to come out of these boxes. And you can try to earn as many of these as you can per clear. This is an additional thing to factor in once you have a good grasp on your memory resource management, because when you do an encounter, you will notice that additionally, next to the spent emotion words, there's something that says obtain memory, also overlapped with the text. And this one says 25. So when you complete this encounter, you will get 25 restored memory. If you do one that gives a higher value of consumption, it is going to give you more memory. This one's 30, although 30 is supposed to be for the 75. 50s give you 25, and 100s are supposed to give you 40. This one might be bugged and is showing 30. So this is something to take into account as well once you have a good grasp on managing your resources in order to try and maximize your amount of restored memory as well to get as many boxes as you can. Now, when moving on to the next stage, after you've cleared the augmentation room, you can choose to move on to the next stage immediately, or you can finish out your encounters on that respective stage. Ideally, you would like to finish all 5 attempts of a stage, or 6 attempts, depending on what level of stage you're doing, before you move on to the next one. However, if you're having problems with your resources and you're getting low, it might be risky to stay. One of the things that you can do with moving on to a stage early is when you do that, you will then choose a memory to activate that second stage, as we talked about, and depending on the rarity of that memory, you will get charged an amount of your emotions based on that, and it goes up from 50 to 75 to 100 to 125 based on the rarity of the emotions, and it will give you that bonus amount of emotions once you move into that next stage. And it's a nice way to give yourself a little bit of a cushion as you go through these activities. Now let's talk about the information inside of a constellation map itself. When you enter a constellation map, you will notice on the right side your emotion bar with a chain around it. For the first 10 seconds of entering a map, the emotion will not drain, but as soon as that chain is gone, it will begin to drain your emotion slowly. You'll notice below it there will be an amount of hidden elements that you can find within the map, as well as what the success conditions are for clearing the map. In this situation, it wants us to activate at least 2 mystery stones out of the 3 that are shown above. So, I do not need to find all 3 mystery stones, but at least 2. Now, all of these mystery stones have a emotion cost to activate. It is going to be 50 of a random emotion, so random that you could even get 3 of the same emotion in a row, which would greatly drain your emotion resources early on. You need to be aware of what your emotion values are at all times. You'll notice that the mobs themselves do not drop any loot, instead they just drop a bunch of glowing orbs. These are emotion resource builders that will add to your resource pools as you pick them up and go through the map. Additionally, there will be a second resource called intense emotions, intense sadness, intense joy, intense happiness. These will be used later for engraving stones for your zodiacs. Once you've completed the success conditions of the map, you can leave. Just hit your escape exit for the map and it will take you out and you're good to go. It will give you a prompt letting you know that there is a leftover hidden element if you did not activate all of them. If you have the resources to activate all of them, you should do so long as you don't waste too much time, because you get more rewards the more of a map you complete. After finishing a map encounter, you will talk to the Constellation NPC again and click on the map that you just did, and then go and hit Receive Rewards. You will then get a collection of rewards based on how much of the map you did, and it's going to be a nice lump sum of things ranging from uniques to rares to currency, guild tokens, and gold bars. It's a very nice way to get a lot of resources in a very lump sum manner. That's the Constellation system, y'all. I hope this was helpful for some of you. Again, if you have any other questions, find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zav. Take care and have a good one.